Yeah, no, he's number one, man. I've got the gate rolling for you anyway, man. So, I don't know, hook up with me on the PC or something in Prize Room, man. No doubt about it. I'll send that thing down to you. Email, stale mail, bloody, I don't know, man. I'll jump on an airplane and fly or whatever. Number one, we got a talk show going on 27025. Let's call ourselves the Untouchables. Oh, man, where are they all? All of Australia's asleep or something, I don't know, man. I can't be all alone in here. I can't be all alone on this duck fucking radio. There's some big boys down there in Melbourne. I think they're big boys on little toys. Trip, and more trip. Big man, little radio, he's gone.
Well, I can't compete with the big boys. Hell, I'm on a pre-starter kit. I ain't even on a starter kit yet. Someday I'll get the graduate starter kit. Hell, I gotta do it in a mobile because I can't do it in the neighborhood. I gotta do it in a mobile because I can't do it in the neighborhood, but that's what I'm gonna do. The number one talk show is coming straight out of Idaho. Trip, and more Trip, your number one son, working his itty-bitty starter kit in this big old truck. And I just got down right there, break.
Hey, you like me there, number one. Hey, number one, you like me, man. I even got a pre-starter kit. I got a pre-starter kit. If I got a pre-starter kit, right? If I got a pre-starter kit, it makes you wonder what are they running down in Melbourne. What are they running down in Melbourne? Are they running like a little tricky-dicky bloody rubber ducky antenna? What's going on down there? Number one, man. I just got 4K. I got $4,000 PEP looking right at you right now through a 42-foot antenna optimized by 777 technology and 32 wood screws holding 16 2879s down. And that's all I got, and that's all I use. Trip, and more trip. Got down.
I gotta work that Mother Nature, man. I work that Mother Nature because I can't do it any other way. I got the mobile, I got the pre-starter kit, I got the plastic rig. 3 strikes against me. That's 3 strikes. Hell, I could probably come over 10 strikes. Trip, and more Trip. Wow, listen to your talk show around Idaho. Your number one DC mobile working this number one technology. I got all the way down. I'll see you.
Hey, number one, man, I can hear your voices underneath you, man. All underneath you. You said you're listening to my talk show, man. You said you're listening to my talk show? I'm listening to you. They're listening to our talk show. Number one, they're listening to our talk show. I'm going to slide to the side a bit. Man, I think we're bloody jamming up the radio, man. We better go. We better get off this duck fucking thing, man. I'll get all the boys in Mel. I got all threatened. I'm getting all threatened. I'm called a duck. I'm called a mud runner. I'm called a duck. What else I'm called? I'm called all these other names, man. Oh, PC. A PC superstar. They can call me all the names they want, but they doing what I'm doing right now? They're like a kangaroo with a tail between their legs. Number one, your Trip, and more Trip. The Australian ambassador's gone.
Oh, Roger, man. Well, I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit. Hey, 777, I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit. I just turned it up, oh my goodness, I turned it up a little bit. There's the squeal. Hey, Trip. Look at that right there. Hey, Trip. Look at that right there. Me and this nut, right downtown Potato Town, working your talk show, working your nature. The number one son in Idaho has got down. Break.
Hey, number one, man. You don't have to turn your audio up. You're sounding pretty 10-8, man. You got Mother Nature, you're sounding 10-8 great. You're number one, you're sounding 10-8 great. You just got to remember, you're not talking to another state in America. You're not talking to Hawaii. You're not talking to some local person there in Seattle or whatever, man. You're talking like Man, 14,000 miles away, across a big deep blue sea, sporadic skip, and it's calmed down a bit. It's 1 p.m. in Australia. I'm staying out here, man, because I want to talk to you. Trip, and more trip. Got down right there. Bye.
Hey, Trip. Hey, Smooth Taxi, you're still making it. Hey, Trip. I told you that time. What's going on over there in Australia? It's 49 degrees and dark up here in Idaho. We got almost the full moon. Hey, Trip. Look at this mobile, man. This DC mobile. I ain't running no AC. I'm running this DC mobile, and the talk time is unlimited. I just put this thing down, I keep this thing down because that's how I did it. Trip, and more Trip, your number one son in Idaho is reading the mail break.
Hey, number one, man, you working Mother Nature. You working Mother Nature hard, man. I like how you're slow-keyed. You give all the boys in Melbourne a chance to go, hey, number one, Mobile, can you hear me down here in Melbourne? Number one, Mobile, hear me, Melbourne, Australia. But number one, I jump on the key, man. Hey, number one, I jump on the key. And it's not all about me, man. It's about you and how you sound. I record, not for me, I record for you. You're going to hear how you sound. You're going to freak right out, man. You're going to play this you're going to play this on the radio 24/7 when you hear this Watergate. I'm freaking out myself because normally Mother Nature's swinging to Hawaii, but number one in Idaho, potato country. Number one, you got down right there. Number one, Trip gone.
I ain't gonna let them talk either. They ain't gonna get on this channel. As long as I got this hammer down, and I got this audio, and I got this DC mobile up on the hill, ain't nobody getting out in this town unless I want them to. Trip, and more Trip. Is there anybody else? I ain't heard nobody in Melbourne. All I hear is the 777 talk show. 777, your number one mobile is reading the mail break.
Man, all I want, numbers just jumped in the room, man. The other thing, he can hear me on he can hear me on Pell Talk. I want him to ring Prime, man. I want to wake up the northwest corner and try and bump it down to Australia, man, and see what they got. But maybe all the conditions are just right falling in your mobile. They're number one. Number one on the pre-starter kit. Man, you're doing your natural born thing, man. They say they need a big hammer and all that, and you need all big power stations, all that, man. You just need Mother Nature. Look at my signal, man. Look at my little 42-foot antenna. And the 32 wood screws are screaming, Trip gone.
Hey, Trip. Hey, Trip. The volts and amps equal watts. The volts and amps equal watts. I got the volts. I definitely got the amps. And obviously I got the watts. Me and this pre-starter kid just got down right there.
Yeah, I was listening before on the radio and it was all sporadic, and I heard Lucky Star out there and they were talking to golden numbers and all that, man, and then it swung back to Hawaii, and then I was speaking to 029. It was a bit wishy-washy, man, but all of a sudden then, like it was 20 minutes ago when you keyed up that duck fucking mobile, man, click, and you started off a 7 pound and you hit me about a 9 to a 10 now. Number one, man, you gave me a geography lesson. We're holding it down on the band. And they're still going to call me a mud duck and a mud runner. Those boys in Melbourne don't know what they're dealing with. Trip and more Trip. Gold country, Australia. 55 miles north of Melbourne. With a whole lot of gold underneath me. I'm gone.
Hey, Trip. I want you to do. They call you a mud duck. They call you a mud runner, Trip. Send them to me. Hey, Trip, send them to me. You tell them who's putting it down. I tell them who's got 40 dBs in my radio. Trip and Mo, Trip, your number one just got down right there. Break.
Man, I just slow keyed down, man, because I wanted to see how much dB someone else got on my radio. I got like 5 dB in my radio, just rubbish, I think, or something, man. I don't know. But then you key up and you clean it right out. Number one, potato patch. Hey, number one, can you throw me a potato this way down under? On a bit of Hawaiian, a bit of pineapple, and a bit of onion. Trip, more trip. Get it on back. Come on!